I'm going to gem the Meteor Staff to maxed level to see if I can 3-star in the new Legend League. Whilst I upgrade it, I will test out various strategies so that you can see how strong it is at different levels. First, I need to unlock the Meteor Staff from the Cosmic Medal event, in which I need 3,100 rock medals to do so. Since I will also spend medals on ore to upgrade it, I will get some of these straight away from the Supercell store. There are actually 100 free medals here. I'll also go ahead and get the 6,000. You can enter a creator's code before purchases to support our channels. My code is Judo, and it is very much appreciated. With those purchases delivered, I also get some free gems for buying on the store. We can go ahead and enter the event itself, claim the Meteor Golem, and we can activate the event pass. What am I doing right now? Perfect. I actually didn't need these medals, but we will claim them anyway. Clan Castle Cake will be nice, because what I want to do is go ahead and unlock the Meteor Staff. Let's go. I always get the decorations as well. That's one of the reasons I purchase extra medals, and I'll be able to get Starry Ore, which let's see how much we need as we start upgrading it. However, first, I want to test out this equipment at level 1. I have been using the Fireball Rocket Loon attack, so I think rather than the Royal Champion, you could use the Minion Prince here, and I will use it rather than the Dark Crown, because one use case is a Minion Prince charge, but I could do that on the back end of a Rocket Loon attack. That is just one use case though. I will show you what I feel the best use case of this equipment is once we get it maxed. But let's dive into an attack. Okay, so we have a Town Hall 17 Rage Invis tower in the center, which could be good to attack and highlight this. So let's maybe begin with a Warden charge at the bottom here. Set up the Flame Flinger across to this side, so we just have to snipe out the mortar, and then the Flinger is good. Now we just need to concentrate on the Fireball. We'd have to get that to the center of the base. I think what we could do whilst the Warden's safe is get rid of the Giga Bomb, but also snipe out the Multi-Archer Tower over there. And then you'll see I'm going to use the Minion Prince on the back end of the base. So we just need to figure out all of this other stuff first. Maybe snipe that mortar so we don't have to worry about the Fireball going to it. I think hitting the Scatter Shot would honestly be the best. So let's aim for that. Let's rage the Warden here, actually, so we don't lose him. Oh my goodness, that was close. Hit that Scatter Shot now. That then gets rid of the Clan Castle. Look, phenomenal. Warden will be good across this right side. He can be responsible for the Town Hall. Start the funnel here. Go with the King and Queen. Try and allow the King to get hooked here into the base if possible. Just waiting on that until... Freeze. Okay, and this is where the Minion Prince would be good. He's on the back end of the base now. You can notice that the ability is... Well, it's at 8 seconds at level 1. It will be raining the meteors down. We've seen one of them. There is finally the second one. But with the Dark Orb, the meteors could finish off the back end of the base. Got 2 strikes in that one. Let's upgrade it, and I will come back to this strategy. Okay, so let's maybe save that army composition. I'm going to tweak it slightly, but just so we've got it for later, I will save it over... Number 7. And then actually, the bottom army on this list, the dragons, is the use case I will show next. But first, we need to upgrade this equipment so that we can see how good it is at level 9. I like to do different thresholds, so there's a meaningful jump. I'm first going to pair this alongside the Dark Orb and show you how that can be used in dragon attacks. But then I think the best use case will be, as I mentioned in my sneak peek video for the medal event, the double damage equipment of the Meteor Staff and the Dark Crown. We'll come back to that though. Let's start upgrading it. It was actually a 10-second cooldown at level 1. Oh my goodness, I thought it was 8 seconds. We did get very limited time with the dev build in order to test out and showcase things to you, so maybe my mind is just deceiving me. But as we upgrade this, you can notice, there we go, level 6. So every 3 levels, you get an increase to all of the stats, the hero boosts and the passive ability. But we're going to take it all the way up to level 9. So let's go that little bit further. Back to this army then. Let's take a look here. I will actually show you the dragon approach using the Barbarian King first, and then we'll go back to the Queen afterwards. But with the king, you want to go with the snake bracelet so that he's very protected on the outside of the base. And we will go with Frosty. Take an earthquake and a poison spell. Sometimes they can be useful in the Royal Champion charges. And spoiler alert, that is what I will be using once we get this to maxed in Legend League. But let's focus on the next battle first, showcasing this at level 9. Okay, just make sure we next until we find a decent layout, and that is well upgraded. I mean, it's a decent layout. I respect it, but we're not going to attack it. Cool to see the obstacles fading away there as well. Why don't I try my revenge log real quick, since it now works. Oh, there's only one revenge. Oh, okay. It's decent. And I can get my loot back. I'll show you the dragon attack versus this. So let's go Siege Barracks. And what you want to do with the dragon attacks for the mass RC charge, you need to get your Royal Champion into the center of the base in order to create pathing for the dragons. So ideally, I'm looking to get in towards the monolith and like one of these sides with the multi-infernos. So we should be able to do that fairly easily, actually, from just starting at the top of the base and then using an invis on the fire spitter. But I deployed the Royal Champion 1 second late, so I've got to now mentally try and set my timer 1 second behind for the, or 2 seconds behind it looks like, for the invis spells, but never mind. Okay, that gets the RC into the middle. Looking good. Oh, she went the other way. I was expecting her to go to the other fire spitter, so that's 1 invis spell wasted. Never mind. Lost my Spirit Fox. Let's at least make sure we get that multi-target Inferno. That's like the absolute main thing to get. So if we turn the Yetis invisible, that pushes the RC to that. And I'm not going to get clever and redirect the Royal Champion here. We can get rid of the Gigabomb. Perfect. We actually did get rid of the defending Yetis as well. So what you now want to look at is where is best to send the dragons and where is best to send the queen. Or the king in this scenario. So I'm going to have to fly into this air sweeper. So let's start the king here. He's going to walk basically down this side. We can actually use 1 or 2 troops to try and get that ricochet cannon. Go with the Titan alongside the king, just in case there's any skellies pop. And then you want to reinforce with the siege barracks. I was trying to allow the ricochet cannon to go down, but never mind. Let's go like that. Furnace, but we've got to start with the dragons now because we're running short on time due to that lengthy RC charge. 1 dragon there, so we don't time fail. But now we go with the Air Warden and now the Minion Prince look. If there is any bases where you can get good Minion Prince Dark Orb value, you could still go with the Dark Orb. And you could still go with the Dark Crown, to be honest. So like right now we can freeze everything. And you can notice that the Meteors are just continuing to provide damage. But the downside of the Meteors, even though they get good damage output, is that they can sometimes hit buildings and miss because you've already taken out the building, or the builder huts can repair the building as well. So that can actually cause you to lose value as well. Are we actually going to time fail this because I was yapping too much in the attack? Well, yes, we are. Never mind, you get the idea. I don't think that's the best use case either way. And it was only level 9. Star bonus received. 2 Stario. Yes! I finally added it. That'll help with the upgrades. But okay, let's switch back to the Fireball Rocket Loon army. And I will show you how I think for this army, the metal pants will actually be better alongside the new equipment. But we have to go ahead and upgrade it to level 18 first. So we should be flying at the moment, pun intended, because we have a lot of ore. I think we might actually be close to having enough starry ore this time around, especially with the extra metals, to get it to maxed without actually using gems. But we will find out. Every 3 levels, we are decreasing the cooldown time of each of the meteor strikes and increasing the damage, so obviously that's nice as well. Although, as I mentioned in that last attack, there are some things that can mean you miss out on a lot of that damage. It's not just mathematically you get all of that damage. Level 18, though, this improves all of these stats. With the army set, I now have the metal pants on the Minion Prince. Let's see if we can get you a better example where we haven't just completely obliterated the base using the Fireball Rocket Loon approach for this equipment. Okay, so here's another similar to the last one, meta design with the Rage and Invis Tower in the core. This one looks like it's maxed. All the heroes are maxed. Yeah, everything looks maxed. So this will be a better example. Let's see, can we set up the Flinger anyway? Air defense, there's a scatter shot there, so we could actually snipe that off and come in from the other side with the Warden. So let's begin the Warden for time. Then I mean, I'm fortunate there's an expo right there. I don't know what that's doing on the side of the base. Test with barbarians. Now that that's down. Quick check at the warden. He is good. Let's go flame flinger from here. Okay, that should get pretty good value. Now let's keep an eye on the warden. And okay, to get the fireball to the center, I think we might snipe off this mortar. Shouldn't go to the expo. You can essentially look at the aura. Oh, 2 seconds. Woof. You can look at the rage aura of the warden to see what is the closest defense. So like he'll go to the wizard tower next, then the next closest is the air defense. See that? I did teach that in my best ranked attack strategies for every town hall level video. But just in case you didn't know and you didn't watch the town hall that I taught that, then you can basically figure out where the warden's going to go next based on that. So let's keep an eye here. We just want to charge him far enough that we have enough invis spells to get this to the core. We essentially have to get the fireball to the center. Okay, let's rage the warden here. I'm going to have to ice block in a center in a second. Once that cannon's down, it will go to the core, and we can go ice block, ice block. Gotcha. Didn't matter which building we hit in the core, we'd still get the same value, like basically every defense that's there. So let's keep an eye on the warden for just a second. Send a couple of rocket loons. He should be good. You know what? I'm going to send the heroes in up top, then just kind of forget about them because there is more than enough help there. And then the minion prince at the bottom, just so we can show this to you. So you can go a couple of rocket loons, send the minion prince in. I don't have the dark crown on this time, or the dark orb, sorry, because sometimes you don't always get the value with that. But with the metal pans, as soon as he's in danger, you can just press it, and there you go. You notice the meteor coming down onto that defense as well. The minion prince has now pulled the warden, but we're good. Let's go invis there. Let's we're gonna lose the warden to the giga bomb. Yep. Okay, that was bad, but never mind. Queen should still be good up there. Is she? This is what happens when you mess around. But look at the minion prince on the bottom. He's literally taken out that entire compartment with the metal pants. So like the minion prince charge essentially can be used alongside this. 3 stars gets us the shards as well. With that said though, let's now upgrade the equipment to maximum level. I do think that use case is usable, but it's definitely not a reason to upgrade this equipment. You'd be just fine using the dark orb if you're using the minion prince alongside the rocket loons as well, but it's certainly a use case. The best use case would be alongside the Dark Crown so that you are maximizing damage output. There will be some bases, such as double rage bases, where you can still get incredible value with the Dark Orb, and I would just stick to the Dark Crown and Orb for that reason. If you have other equipment to upgrade, then I would do so, but the double epic, as you'll see in a moment, gives you quite a lot of strength damage output-wise, and hopefully I can showcase that with a 3-star in Legend League. But let's get this to maximum level first. We're at the point now, though, I think it's level 18, if I remember rightly from my sneak peek video. Let me actually go back to the notes. Yeah, still had those on my desk. But at level 18, that's where you get a bigger stat jump in the damage per hit. You continue to get that now, so it's 75 damage that goes up with each one of these 3 incremental levels. Then it just goes back to the hero boosts for each level individually. Level 24, we get the damage per hit increased by 100 damage, which is amazing. And then these final 3 levels is where we get the biggest jumps. So level 25 we've managed to do, but now we need some more ore. So let's go into the track, and the good thing now is we could just blast this event. The last time I gemmed the heroic torch equipment, we still were limited on legend attacks, so I wasn't able to complete this entire event. Now what I can do is actually get all the way to the end of the track, and yeah, look at all of that starry ore. Let's see how quickly I can do that. I'm just going to change this army for the moment. So let's go with spiky ball on the king, fireball on the warden, giant arrow on the queen, and just a boatload of lightning spells. Let's see how quick I can beat this event. Speed run. I have been attacking for about 10-15 minutes, so after this one, let's take a look and see how far we are down the track. Oof. Hopefully nearly there, but we'll see. It's 16,000 to get to the end of the track. Oh, we're on 10,000, I can see from the top left. Oh, gosh. Which means we would miss out on 55 starry ore. Let's see whether that's actually going to be pivotal first, and then I can come back to this if so. Oh, I didn't mean to claim the mighty morsels, but actually, I don't know. why I'm even worried about that, because all of my equipment will be maxed. Don't mean to flex. I enjoy using the Mighty Morsel on my second account, but obviously for my main account, I gem all of the equipment to showcase to you in videos. Okay, we're going to be nowhere near close. Level 26. But we need shiny and starry ore. Trader shop, we can get... Oh, we can only get a maximum of 80 starry ore, even if we purchase all of that. Let's take a look in here. Yeah, we need 121. Okay. I guess I am aimlessly going to be dropping troops again. See you guys in another 10 minutes. I might be jumping on again too soon, but I am fairly confident this should be the last one. Let's find out. Come on. 16,000. You gotta be joking me. Oh, I'm like too short. Yes! 35 shiny ore. Get that boombox. I guess we'll collect all of the other ore here as well. I don't think I was short on glowy. No, I wasn't. However, it will mean that the next piece of equipment, I am good to go, because normally I just build up my ore in the background. Upgrade button is not there, but now it is only the starry ore, and we were able to get 80 starry ore from the trader shop. So that's going to save me 2,000 gems. I guess I did spend money on these extra metals, gems, money. It still means I'm having to pay for this upgrade, but at least it's only the last few levels. Now that we've got all of this starry ore, place this decoration, otherwise it'll just annoy me, constantly telling me, there is the upgrade button. Meteor staff to level 27, fully maxed. Now let's build the Legend League Dragon army that I would recommend. And then we'll see if we can 3-star. Okay, so let's just go back to that dragon army that we had. In terms of the equipment, like I said, you could just stick with the Dark Orb. In a lot of cases, that will give you great value. But against those bases that are more spread out, you could actually get better value by maximizing your damage and going with the double epic. That is what I feel is kind of the only meta approach of this equipment, and it's not really even that necessary. If you had other equipment like the electro boots to max out, then I would recommend doing that first. This time I'll show you with the Archer Queen. I think that's a better approach for the dragons because you can use the giant arrow. And since Legend League has the extra damage, let's actually go with the healing tome. Maybe that'll come back to bite me because a lengthy RC charge also means that you time fail, as we've seen earlier. Let's see what happens here. Do we need the Electro Titan? I don't actually know why I have that in there. I guess I just put it in as I was building this army previously. It's not going to be the end of the world. We could use it for the Archer Queen. Let's take a Slammer as well, just in case we don't need the Siege Barracks to support the Archer Queen. With that said, I haven't really done any ranked attacks. I did 2 ranked attacks the last couple of days since the update. My first was an 85% because I lost the Warden immediately, and then I did 1 attack yesterday, which thankfully I did get the 3-star. Let's see whether we can replicate that though with the maxed level Meteor Staff. Okay, commentating in Legends is probably a bad idea. Oh, wait, what? This is that like double invis base, but the guy has used poison spells. Okay. Normally I like to charge the town hall. Would that help us? I actually don't know. Feel like I should, and oh, I messed up my timings again, didn't I? Get this town hall down. I'm actually going to use another invis, try and keep the fox alive a little bit longer here. Just because if the town hall strikes, then you lose your fox. Oh, okay. Whatever. I mean, okay, sure. Are we just dodging the heroes? What's going on here, Royal Champion? Okay, I'm actually going to rage the champion here just to make sure we can take down some of these thick defenses. There we go. That helps a lot. Okay, that worked pretty good. You can use the rage with the champion, as I showed. It'd be nice to keep the champion alive there. But what we're going to do is Giant Arrow the Sweepers. Phenomenal. We're going to have to poison the witches. Now we go Electro Titan. That's why I had the Electro Titan in the army. Wait, what? Why is my queen going down so much? What is going on? There we go. She's getting healed. Okay. We haven't set the funnel great on the bottom of the base here, but hopefully what this allows is to show you the power of the double epic. So let's go dragons from the bottom. Minion Prince, get him in so that we can start building the Dark Crown, because again, we have the 30% boost, but only as the dragons go down. I'm actually going to use the Warden ability there because the single was beaming up. We've got a lot of damage from this bottom section, both fire spitters beaming at us. The Minion Prince ability with the double epic approach is only used for like a little bit of health recovery. So we got to keep an eye on the Minion Prince as he loses a touch of health. Obviously, we had the healing gem from the Warden. Then we could use it. But you can see how the Minion Prince is supporting the dragons phenomenally here. He's just charging through. He is starting to get ahead of the dragons, and that's where he's now taking damage. But at this point, we've gained the 30% boost. Unfortunately, he got locked onto by the single target Inferno. We do have the Phoenix on the Minion Prince, but what is ideal is to save an Invis spell for the Minion Prince, because you don't get that second chance. Had he have been alive here, we probably would have time failed anyway. But this does show the strength of the double epic. I don't use this attack strategy, but if you do, this equipment could benefit you. I still think the Dark Orb is phenomenal against double Rage Tower bases, so this one's not necessary, but it can increase your damage if you're proficient with this strategy, and if you've got ores to upgrade it, then it could help you. But if you've got other equipment, then I would stick with those. 96%, dropping my legend hit rate to 33% so far. But that is what I think is the best use case of this equipment. If you do want to see when I maxed the heroic torch, tested out a very creative strategy in war, then I have that video linked on your screen. Enjoy the rest of your day.